John Carpenter's Vampires has just been released on special edition Blu-ray from Scream Factory. I've got reviews and unboxing videos coming up for all the newest Scream Factory and Arrow Video releases, so please consider subscribing to my channel. The newly commissioned artwork for Vampires is amazing. I really love these new pieces of art that Scream Factory uses for their collector's edition series. The Blu-ray also includes reversible cover art, so you can display the original and the new art. But I gotta say, the new art is a vast improvement over the original. Released in 1998, Vampires is about vampire hunter Jack Crow and his team who are tasked with clearing out vampire nests. After finishing a hunt, Jack and his team celebrate. Things go well until the bad guy from Karate Kid 3 shows up. Actually, it's Valak, a mysterious and powerful vampire. So Valak slaughters the entire team except for Jack Crow and his buddy Montoya. They flee with Katrina, a local prostitute who Valak has turned into a vampire. It turns out that Valak is actually the first vampire, and he's on a search for an ancient relic that will grant him immunity from sunlight. Jack, Montoya, and Katrina, along with the help of a priest, must stop him. Vampires was John Carpenter's attempt at making a sort of Western horror film hybrid, and it works beautifully. The movie flies along at a lightning pace and includes a lot of great action, suspense, and flawless gore effects from the amazing K&B effects. The performances from all are excellent. Honestly, there isn't a single weak link in the film. James Woods really commands the screen as Jack Crow. There's been recent talk that this film is, quote, problematic in this day and age with some of the characterization. But that's the point. Jack Crow and his team are supposed to be that way. Crow is not a hero. He's an anti-hero, which John Carpenter so often uses in his films. Carpenter said he wanted Jack Crow to be as savage as the vampires he's hunting, and that's what he is. And come on people, Crow and his team are paid in booze, prostitutes, and cash for killing vampires. Are these guys gonna be Boy Scouts? No, and that's what makes Jack Crow so interesting. It would be boring if he was a flawless and moral guy. It's just one of the many things I love about John Carpenter's films, the flawed anti-hero. John Carpenter, who also did an uncredited rewrite on the script, is at the top of his game here. The direction and Carpenter-composed film score is flawless. Carpenter gets a lot of flack from horror fans for his 90s output of films, but this is a solid one. Vampires looks and sounds amazing on this Blu-ray release. I believe the transfer used here is the same one from the recent and long out of print Twilight Time release. It's excellent, and John Carpenter's stylish shots really shine through. So I would love to include some clips in this review, but for some reason, Sony chooses to block any video I make that includes clips from their films. Other channels can get away with it, but not mine, apparently. Oh well, I guess. Scream Factory has included a ton of new interviews with this release. John Carpenter and producer wife Sandy King are first up. They provide a lot of behind-the-scenes information, and it's always nice seeing Carpenter speak passionately about one of his films. James Woods is up next. He has the longest interview and goes into great detail about his role and working with Carpenter. It's clear from the interview that Woods loved making this film, and he even says he's ready for a sequel. Thomas Ian Griffith, who played Valak, and Tom Guinea, who played Padre, also have great interviews. And like Woods, their love for the film and John Carpenter really shines through. They share lots of great stories, with one of the funniest being between Guinea and James Woods. It involves farting, so of course, I found it hilarious. Effects guy Greg Nicotero rounds out the new interviews. It's always fun listening to him speak about the many films he's worked on, and this interview is no different. I do have to point out that the back of the box lists an interview with cinematographer Gary B. Kibb, but it's nowhere to be found on this disc, unfortunately. The disc also includes a vintage making-of documentary loaded with interviews and great behind-the-scenes footage. There's also a commentary track by John Carpenter, which was ported over from the old DVD and Laserdisc releases. The commentary has some good information, and Carpenter's dry, self-deprecating humor really shines through. Rounding out the extras are trailers, TV spots, a still gallery, and isolated score track. Scream Factory has given Vampires an excellent special edition release. The picture and sound is amazing, and the special features are in-depth. Vampires is yet another underrated John Carpenter classic. I really hope this amazing release allows movie fans to give this film a second look. Highly recommended.